Kormann 16A. There are two brown dwarfs in the Kormann system, and Kormann 16A is one of them. It is a failed star because as a brown dwarf, it is unable to achieve sustained nuclear fusion, and therefore cannot be considered a star. Both Kormann A and its companion are close to the LT transition, which indicates that they are very close to becoming what is known as a deuterium-fusing star. It wasn't discovered until fairly recently because its proximity to the galactic plane meant that it was obscured by other bright and vivid stars until relatively recently. Tide is the first planet from Kormann 16A. This planet is regarded throughout the scientific community to be a frigid brown planet. It is classified as a carbon planet, which means that majority of the materials that make up this planet are composed of carbon compounds like CO2. Its radius is 5% bigger than Kerbin's and 1.33 Gs at sea level. The planet contains liquid oceans that are made out of oils instead of water, prompting Kerbal scientists to theorize exotic life may live here. Kerbal astronauts are highly drawn to this planet, owing to its extraordinary looks. Arcana is the second planet to circle Kormann 16A, and scientists believe it's a planet with some of Kerbin and Una's characteristics. In the same vein as Tide, it is a carbon-based world. It has a gravity of 1.16 Gs at sea level, and a radius that is 10% bigger than that of Kerbin. In the same way that all of the planets in the system Kormann 16 are significantly colored by the light of the host star. Arcan also has some very faint rings that orbit the planet. Vivas is a very unusual example of a low-mass gas dwarf that orbits the star Kormann A. Scientists refer to Vivas as a red jewel, because of its clouds and atmosphere, which give the planet the appearance of a red jewel, when illuminated by the dim red light emanating from Kormann A. Vivas is about 190% larger than Kerbin and has a gravity twice that of Kerbin's. The conditions of its atmosphere can be unexpectedly temperate in some locations, and the atmosphere itself has an exceptionally high density based on its composition, which hints at the possibility of significant scientific advancements for research. Vivas holds the only moon in the whole system. Scarron is a small moon that orbits Vivas in close proximity. It has a radius 10 times smaller than Kerbin. It is believed by scientists that Scarron is one of the tiniest moons ever identified to have reached hydrostatic equilibrium. This allows it to have an extremely low gravity. Because of this, Scarron is an excellent location for establishing colonization attempts and bases as a means of preventing other complications like high gravity. Even though it is a dwarf planet and not a true planet like the other planets in the Kormann binary system, Silas is the fourth planet that originates from Kormann A. It has a radius that is approximately 40% that of Kerbin and 0.25 Gs at the surface. Scientists are of the opinion that Silas is quite similar to Tylo, the moon that orbits Jewel. It has the same reddish hue as the rest of the planets in the system because of Kormann's red sunlight. Kormann 16b. In the Kormann system, the brown dwarf known as Kormann 16b is the second member of a pair. In contrast to Kormann 16a, it does not possess the ability to generate nuclear fusion in its core. In addition to this, the LT transition, the point at which it will fuse deuterium in its core, is close by. This brown dwarf is encircled by 3 planets in its solar system. Ice is the first planet from Kormann B, and also the smallest. It has a radius that is approximately 0.19 Gs at sea level and is approximately 40% smaller than the radius of the Moon. Due to the fact that it is only slightly smaller than the Moon, the gravity is marginally higher. On the basis of ice characteristics, scientists have hypothesized that it is composed of heavier metals. Ice is a fantastic location for mining operations and nearby observations of Kormann B. Nylon is the second planet in distance from Kormann B and has a radius of around 470 kilometers, making it the largest planet in the system. According to the findings of scientific research, this planet's surface temperature was likely warmer in the distant past, and it also contained an ocean of liquid water, both of which are potential indicators of the presence of life. Even though it is currently frozen, there is a possibility that life will continue to exist beneath the frozen layers of ice as bizarre forms of life that can flourish in extremely cold temperatures. Lytra is the planet furthest away from Kormann B. It has a radius of about 350 kilometers and gravity of 0.42 Gs at sea level. Lytra is described by scientists as a colder, airless Juno. Unfortunately, little is known about this planet, other than that it is similar to Juno but much colder. A luminous A-type star, Seirios A can be found in close vicinity to Kerbal. It is well recognized as one of the brightest specks of light seen in the night sky due to the fact that it has very high brightness and is relatively close to us. Even though Seirios A and its companion don't have a particularly large number of planets, it's a good place to halt for civilizations running low on resources. Seirios A's closest and hottest planet is Anubis. It measures 1,510 kilometers in radius and 1.1 Gs at sea level. Anubis is well known for its burned look because of its closeness to Seirios A, an unusual trait among gas planets. Anubis, unlike other gas giants in the vicinity of Seirios, is thought to contain a variety of evaporated metals that give the planet its dark crimson coloring. As a result of these characteristics, Anubis is a popular destination for thrill seekers. Esus and Apophis, the binary planet around Seirios A, are planets strongly affected by Seirios B's transformation to a white dwarf, thanks to the gradual perturbations from Seirios B. Esus is Kerbal-like with a radius about 20% smaller than Kerbin, but gravity 50% stronger than Kerbin's. Esus was a former frozen planet, but due to the migration closer to Seirios A, it has melted the majority, if not all, of its ice. However, it was believed Esus was habitable for a few million years. Apophis, on the other hand, has also melted a lot of its ice, although Apophis is less warm than Esus. Scientists believe Apophis is a massive comet or close to a comet's properties, measuring 400 kilometers in radius. Hay is one dwarf planet that stumped astronomers. It has a massive extensive ring system, but it only measures 28 kilometers and has a gravity of 0.025 Gs. Scientists believe that Hay was the last planet to form with the remnants of Seirios B's death. It also has a lot of resources for colonizations to use for their civilization's growth.
Kik is a small moon with a radius only 575 meters, with a very low gravity of 0.001 Gs. It has accumulated mass from the rings of the outskirts of Hayes rings. Therefore, it is a sphered moon. Mao is, strangely, the one and only object that has been detected around Sirius B. Although it seems quite similar with other no-atmosphere bodies, its composition is said to be exotic and outstanding. Since Mao is a chunk of the remnants of the collapse of Sirius B, the surface is coated in a layer of previously molten metals that are very hard and rare to find because of the process needed to form them. Pandaman is the largest and most massive planet in the Seirios System. It is said that Pandaman is hydrogen poor, which shows that the majority of Pandaman is helium. It is also believed that Pandaman formed after the destruction of Sirius B. Scientists say that Pandaman's moons can be the way to find out more about how gas giants form and what their history holds. Ayat is the closest moon orbiting Pandaman. Scientists believe that Ayat was the first to form in the Pandaman system. Theories and observations show that Ayat is slowly accumulating mass from Pandaman and its rings. Ayat's not just a shepherd moon, even a large one, but a slow attractor of mass. The May is the second moon from Pandaman. It appears darker than the other two moons of Pandaman, which makes scientists theorize it formed out of Pandaman's influence and got captured around Pandaman later in its history. For explorers and potential sightseeing ones, the May is a great moon as it gives the best sights of Pandaman without being hit by ring particles like on Iat.